We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Jonnu Smith, free agent tight end, who just visited the Dolphins. In my opinion, this would be such a great signing for them because, one, I don't think he would be cost too much. Like, he's obviously not like a big-time player, but he fits in perfectly to what they need exactly. I think he would come in right away and still be their tight end one. And what he brings to the table is just top tier yak. Like, he led the tight ends, I believe, in yak per reception, and he does it in so many different ways. One, he has the juice, the athleticism, change of direction skills, all the athletic skills that you're looking for with yards after catch. He also has the physical skills with his toughness, play strength, contact balance to break through tackles. And then what really think can help these guys stand apart, because there's a lot of good athletes at the tight end position that don't do good with like after the catch. And there's like the anticipation skills. He catches the ball, instantly anticipates and shifts his momentum to like make this first guy miss. He will literally like anticipate exactly where they is, or he'll flip his hips upfield if he has the room to shift his momentum and get downfield. He knows exactly how to use his body, and then he has a great feel for it. Make the first guy miss, then get upfield instantly, change directions multiple different times. Very, very impressive. Love that he finds a soft spot versus zone 2. This stuff after the catch, that will be most of this video. He just really excels at, and I love watching him play. And the rest of the traits, like the blocking, the route running, all of that stuff, his plays at the catch point down the field, tracking. I feel like for that, there's nothing like too stand out, but nothing terrible. I would say he's slightly above average to slightly below average in a lot of those traits. Like, I know I saw on Twitter people think he's like a great inline blocker. I think he's a better pass blocker than a run blocker. His run blocker can be a little inconsistent at times. He's not bad, but he's not a top tier guy. And the same for the rest of those traits. Just a lot of in between, but you take all of those in between, which is what basically the Dolphins have right now, and then add like top tier yak, which is what the Dolphins offense is severely missing at the tight end position. And you'll see how many times he makes big time plays happen, or even just little plays like this, picking up extra yards than the Dolphins would actually get. Because right here, this would have been like a 3-4 yard gain, but he makes the first guy miss, gets downhill, helps carry people forward, and get like 7 to 8 yards on the play. Another example of Jonnu Smith making multiple people miss. Here, getting him ball down in the flat, making that first guy miss, making a second guy miss, fight through the tackle. It takes multiple people to get him down. This is the type of things, like, it doesn't seem like anything too crazy, but I don't think this Dolphins had a single tight end player make any play even remotely close to this the whole season. Like Durham Smythe's not going to give you this out of the backfield. It would be an absolutely great fit. Dolphins offense has so much space to work with how much space Tyreek and Waddle create down the field. You give Smith some space to work with down in the flat like this, it'll be amazing. Stop on a dime, bank the DB miss, and then even off like the contact where he slips, he's able to stop again, make the other DB miss, get upfield. Takes two guys to wrap and get him to the ground. Pick up like a nice 6 yards when he caught the ball at the line of scrimmage, and how to make a guy miss immediately. These are the types of things the Dolphins offense desperately needs. Jonnu Smith, he can be an inline guy. I also think he can do some work in the slot. Like, he has a versatility to his game. If you go back to his Tennessee film, like, he was lining up in the backfield. He was being a wildcat player. Like, they want to get him the ball in his hands because how good he is with the ball in his hands. He can also do some stuff down the field. I wouldn't say he's like a great route runner. He can make some tough catches at the catch point. Not the most natural big-time playmaker in those areas, but he gets the job done at least for the most part. Like, I would say he's pretty solid in those areas. Here you can see like getting downfield, drop the shoulder into 24 here, and he just does a good job because this is a corner, and he sells to the inside with that inside release, and he gets his head to the inside, and then boom, able to create that separation, get back to the outside here, find that spot, make a tough catch with it behind him. So those are like, I mean, I would like to see him maybe look a little more comfortable at the catch point because he can look a little awkward at times. Usually comes down with it, but yeah, that's something to be concerned about a little bit. Nothing insane, but yeah. And then the route running, overall pretty good. Probably, could be a little more precise at times, but still able to create some separation here, and he has a lot of speed, and you'll see that speed showcased even more as this video progresses. In this Viking games, Jonnu Smith had 5 catches for 100 yards, so making some big-time plays, and he just kept doing it throughout the game. You just want to get him the ball. Like, this is a 3rd and 6 situation, and he picks up the first down. Really just want to, look at this. Like, the Vikings are showing, that typical Brian Flores look. This is 0 pre-snap. They end up, dropping out of it. Smith just sits down, reads that the flat defender's not getting out to the flat, so he kind of is able to, get this spot here, sits a couple yards short of the first down on a 3rd and 6 situations, and look how he flips his momentum and gets upfield instantly. Instantly turns into a threat after the catch, knows the situation, and then, gets skinny through these 2 defenders, breaks the tackle, stays on his feet, great contact balance, and able to pick up, an extra yard. Like, he ended up with 16 yards on that play from, a 4-yard catch, 2 yards short of the first down. That's amazing work from Jonnu Smith. Just the exact type of player the Dolphins need, and he's not like gonna cost too much money, which is exactly what. Because they also don't have a lot of draft picks, and I would love to draft a tight end, but I think with limited draft picks, you can get a player like Jonnu Smith who kind of fits exactly what you're needing at that position. You take your advantage of this because it wouldn't be over the top expensive either. And here's the 60-yard touchdown. You just get to see his speed on this play. Like, he is absolutely moving. It's the getting him the screen. They would give him like jet sweeps and stuff. Like, that's the type of player Jonnu Smith is at the tight end position, and he's just gone. Look at him. He is not getting caught. Like, those are DBs running with him, and he's outrunning those guys. Like, those guys are more quicker DBs, to be fair, but still, like, you catch this, you instantly see this open up. You work to the back of your blockers. A lot of guys might have tried to work through here, and this DB could have made a play getting over the top of that, but he cuts this back, finds the lane, and then has the absolute jets to make a big play, which is absolutely huge because Dolphins need speed in this offense, so you're not going to just have Jonnu Smith, working underneath the whole time. That will obviously be a big part of it because that's what the Dolphins like to do with their tight ends. But sometimes you need them working down the middle of the field, timing within the offense, even sometimes, carrying things so you can open up other things underneath if they want to work down the seam. And within the timing of the offense, having more speed that can match Tyreek and Waddle as much as they can with like Jonnu Smith could with his speed at tight end, it's very helpful within the timing of that offense. So I'm really hoping they make this signing happen, especially once they, get the cap space for it. Here we get to see some inline blocking. This is a 3rd and 3 situation. They're running, toss to his side. He's able to, maintain this block. This is good work. It is down the field on a safety. That's like why it was hard to find like some good run blocking reps. There wasn't really many bad ones either, but when he was going versus the defensive end, it was just nothing special. Like, I'll get some other ones in here too to see, but he can do a decent job out in space, which I think is important. At least get the job done. You'll see he'll give some effort too. He definitely throws his body in the way. He understands like positioning, and this is a good job with his hands to sustain this. I don't think he usually sustains these blocks as long, especially when he's going versus edge defenders, outside linebacker types. But versus safety out in space, he can at least do a solid enough job. Now imagine having a player just make this type of play in the Dolphins offense. Just sit over the middle, catch the ball at about 7 yards, and you run forward, break multiple tackles, and pick up an extra 7 after the catch. That is the type of stuff that this exact offense needs. Imagine, this is a receiver that's like Tyreek or Waddle. They running a clear out over the middle. They take multiple defenders with him, and then you just have your tight end sit, just take some easy yards, and he catches it. His momentum is shifted from where the ball's thrown into the defender, and he's still able to run through this great, look at the core strength here, because he's hit right after the catch. Usually you're caught off guard here. He doesn't get affected at all. Still works upfield, still fights. It takes multiple people to get him down, breaks another tackle, stays on his feet, even in the pile. That is exactly what the Dolphins need in this offense. So that's why I would be very excited about this fit, because he just does that specific thing, yards after catch, very, very well. It's what he's been known for. It's what he did in college. So yeah, this is kind of what they need exactly. And it would be nicer if, he was like a Kittle level blocker, because then you could have Kittle ability with after the catch and Kittle ability blocking. But they don't, it's extremely hard to find players like that. So if you can get someone who's like, at least okay at one of those things, but then still top tier at the other, I'll definitely take that, especially at a, not an insane price tag, which I expect. Here we got Smith in line. He's the farthest tight end here, working a combo. This is probably my favorite run blocking rep from him. 2nd and 4 situation, and he works a nice combo here to, get down, get this edge. Like, he helps 85. We'll look at this a little more slowly. He attacks the low hip. He has a nice natural leverage advantage here. Get down, attacks that low hip, is able to move him. I like how he lowers the pad level there to help him out. And then is able to come off of that and then still kick out the linebacker, which is nice. Very, very solid work from Smith, allowing his, running back to change direction, still hit the hole, come through his side. As you can see, he's not like this is probably his best run blocking rep that I saw in like the 5 games that I watched. But that's pretty solid overall. If he can do that on a, a more consistent level, that he can play in. Like, he does a fine enough job. It's not like the Dolphins have any, like, Smythe gets the job done. Hill shows some high effort and some big time plays blocking, but it's not like any of them are either of them are elite blocking tight ends. So it's not like Jonnu Smith would be a huge drop off in that department as a blocker either, but he would add so much more to the receiving game. 14, and they're throwing screens to the tight end, and he's picking them up. He just catches that ball. The ball's thrown behind him too. He has a lot of room to work with, but then look at all the momentum that he carries. When he gets his speed going, people do not want to tackle him, especially. Like, you can tell that he packs a punch, and this is a really poorly thrown screen. Like, good thing this was blocked up and the Colts didn't recognize it very well, because he actually still has a lot of space to work with. So this was being thrown behind him and still has to shift his momentum. Good job reading the flow of the plays, run through an arm tackle, still have the momentum to blow up the other DB and then fall forward, pick up 15 yards in a 3rd and 14 situation. Great stuff. That's just such a valuable thing to have the offense if you can throw plays like that to a tight end. Here we see Smith in pass protection. I actually feel like he does a better job here. And Dolphins do this type of stuff a lot where they slide the O-line, they get the play action going, they throw the ball like 15 to 20 yards down the field, and they keep their tight end in line to block, or they late release. So this is something that he would need to do, and he does this pretty well. Like, it makes the job easier on the O-line and the tight end, these types of concepts. And he does a good job staying square. I feel like he does a better job with his body lean. I think he plays with better hands. He just feels more comfortable overall in pass protection, which is cool. So I think, one thing that could be done is you have him be like a pass protector in these situations, and then he can be like a check and release type player. If he is good blocking and someone else can take that guy, he can release out late, and you can get him, imagine all the space that would be created down the field too, because linebackers drop super deep versus the Dolphins. So I can imagine Smith just absolutely feeding in this offense. Just want to show this play because they do have Jonnu Smith line up in the backfield at running back. You can get him in multiple different alignments. Even the Dolphins sometimes put their tight ends at the running back just to have them be like a pass protector. So having Smith back there can add a little bit more to it as well. Because then it's like, oh, he's not going to just sit back there and be like the obvious pass protector. Sometimes he can go into a route. You can sometimes even hand him the ball, because he did this in Tennessee. But they give him the ball. Love the anticipation skills here, because he catches it and is, before he sees where this guy is, he's already starting to stop and change directions. And now he's anticipating this guy's going to overflow, not expect that movement, and then get upfield, pick up a nice 7 yards. That's exactly what you want to see, because if he keeps carrying his momentum to the outside, this guy has a perfect angle. It's a much easier tackle to make, to hit him in the side like that, and he probably only gained like a yard or two, but now he's able to pick up 7 because of the anticipation skills. Last few plays that we're going to take a look at here, I literally think like 4 plays in a row, Jonnu Smith makes like every catch. This is like the second to last drive, and the other 3 are like the last drive of the game. And you can just see the big play ability. Imagine the Dolphins, throwing these timing routes over the middle of the field versus zone. He catches this one in stride, sits down versus zone, is able to break a tackle. And then usually when Durham Smythe would make these plays over the middle, wouldn't pick up too much after the catch. Sometimes he wouldn't have space, sometimes he would, and then, get tackled once he gets hit. Imagine, you get more space here with Smith, and he just breaks multiple tackles, has the speed to pick up so many yards after the catch. Those are those yards that, make really add up. Just really good stuff here. Smith just keeps being involved. Good job finding the soft spot, making a tough catch. It's a 3rd and 15 situation. He gains 12. He's working the wheel. He realizes that, the running quarters, they've got this stopped over the top. It's the flat defender. He doesn't want to, sit down right away too quick so the flat defender can take it away, but he doesn't want to float too far into the DB. Down the field, so he just takes the perfect angle, makes a nice catch, going up and getting it. Really nice work there from Jonnu Smith, and they just keep coming. Literally all these plays back to back, they get him the ball. This is a nice momentum shift. You can see he's going towards the sideline, and he's able to flip his momentum to get upfield and pick up extra 5 yards than he probably should, because he can instantly take this. This is like under 2 minutes. He can probably just take this catch, go out of bounds at around 8, but he's able to flip the momentum and then get upfield and pick up like an extra 5. So that's really nice to see. Those are the little things that, can go unnoticed at times. And this is the last play that we're going to take a look at here for Jonnu Smith. Just make a nice catch. Another, sort of timing out, just getting him the ball involved. He finds that soft spot, starts to sit this down, realizes he might get hit. He's able to dip underneath it and still get upfield too, because he was bracing for it, but then he recognizes the guy kind of, takes a poor angle, so he still, boom, instantly. Love that stuff from Jonnu Smith. The yards after catch is just so impressive. That's why most of this film was that, because that's what he's really good at. The rest of it, I wouldn't say he's like terrible at anything, but nothing else really is a super standout scenario for him. But yeah, really would be a big fan of that skill set within this offense. Other players like that are like Noah Fant, who I think would be also a good fit, but I think he's going to be quite a bit more expensive. So you get Jonnu Smith on the cheaper, and I feel very comfortable with that. So if you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.